Hello, Pokemon trainers of the internet. This is Breedergeo, and welcome to another battle video. This is against the Pokeleage Ice-type leader, Ben. As you can see, looking at the team preview, it's going to be a little difficult with Kieran Black and Weavile. So let's just jump right into it and see what we can get out of this. We played each other a little bit before, so he kind of already knows what I'm going to try to lead off with. He knows my strategy. So this first move kind of makes a lot of sense because, especially with that taunt, prevents my toxic spikes from coming out, and he gets some momentum going in terms of Shadow Ball. I go in for the Scald. I'm mostly hoping for the burn, so I can at least set the Frost on a timer. I'm hoping to kind of just like hurt and switch, so then I can find a better opportunity to put out my toxic spikes, because I have no levitators. I need a way to put all the threats on a timer, so it doesn't end up being like a 6-0 shutout. That's exactly why I end up going for this U-turn with my Crobat. I was hoping to actually feint it, or either after the burn make it feint, but it doesn't quite do enough damage. I don't think even after the burn that I'll end up feinting Frostlass, so I still need to. So I go back into my specially defensive Tentacruel because I know he's gonna try to go for the Ice Beam or another Shadow Ball and try to take me out. So that's why I'm kind of playing a little bit of switch magic with or switch predictions, and just so I can burn out this Frostlass. So I end up going back into Crobat because I'm looking at the taunt. I'm looking at the taunt before he dies again, and then just kind of leaving my Crobat in to die because I was trying to kind of switch things around. I was hoping for Tentacruel to be in the position where Crobat is right now, and go for the toxic spikes then. But it ends up this Weavile, that big threat. This Weavile ends up going in for that Ice Shard there. Takes out my Crobat flat out. It was already kind of a low HP, but even still, it takes my Crobat out. So I go into my Magnezone, and he's apparently scared of it. So I go in straight out for the Flash Cannon, because I actually thought I could take, if he had it, I thought I could take the low kick. So I just go out straight out for the Flash Cannon, hoping to take out that Weavile. But I catch the Avalugg. I wasn't sure what he was trying to do, but I catch the Avalugg and it's almost dead. He goes in for the Earthquake. I actually thought he was going to switch it out. I thought he was going to use him for later Death Fodder, so that's why I go in for the substitute here. But he ends up going for the Avalanche. It does indeed take out my sub. So then plan of action is just to take out what's in front of me with that Hex. I know from that amount of HP that Avalugg is at, I could just take it out with a Hex. Excuse me. But he brings in the second threat. This Kieran Black comes in, and already I'm not too sure how Terrible works. I know, so I end up, since there is no toxic spike on the field and nothing else is being poisoned, I kind of just leave in my Gengar to die, unfortunately. So he uses Earth Power, and I didn't know, but it takes it. I might have been a low damage roll, but I live on 4, and I end up actually hitting a Focus Blast, almost taking him out. Since this stroke of luck kind of happened, I decided to end up actually doing the switch. So I take out my Gengar. I wasn't sure how Terrible affected typing as opposed to abilities, so I wanted to see what would happen if he tried to hit me with the Earth Power. And actually, it doesn't affect my Honchkrow here, and so I end up going for the Super Power. I was hoping to catch the Weavile on the switch, because I don't think a lot of people know Honchkrows carry Super Power. But I actually end up carrying his Abomasnow, which was his Mega. So his Mega just kind of flat out dies, and I gained the Moxie. And this is why I like to run Super Power, because it's a high base power move, and then I will not, if I end up knocking it out in one or two turns, or the last turn, I can go back up to at least 0. So even though with the Moxie boost, that is. So with the Moxie boost, I'm back at 0, but I get lower defenses. So I wasn't really comfortable taking this Ice Shard, especially with my -1 of defense. So that's why I go into this Magnezone here. And this is actually the part where he tells me this Weavile does not have low kick. Apparently this is where my Magnezone was supposed to flat out just faint here with the low kick, but actually I take it out with the Flash Cannon, which is great. So 1 of 2 threats down. I'm good to go. I'm hoping for nothing too crazy happening. I wasn't actually expecting his second threat to come in. I didn't want to have to deal with both at the same time. I know I'm going to be taken out. My Magnezone is going to be taken out by any one move that this Kyurem Black does, which means it gives me a opportunity to go into my one Pokemon with, or 1 of 2 Pokemon with priority. So I actually go ahead and Mega Evolve my Mega-Gallade, and I take it out with a Shadow Sneak. I wasn't expecting him to stay in. I was hoping that I would catch something else on the Shadow Sneak. I'm not too sure what, but I was hoping to catch something else on the Shadow Sneak because this is actually one of his last poke, and it ends up being a little bit of trouble. I was very surprised that it took that close combat fairly well, and then on top of that, it hits me. It hits the Hurricane, 75% accuracy move, and my Mega-Gallade, even though its bulkier special defense, just dies completely flat out to it. So I go back into my Honchkrow, and he actually tells me he's played a little bit of Yu-Yu, so he knows exactly what I was going to try to go for. He goes for the Roost to dodge my Sucker Punch. So I'm obviously, because I'm Choice Scarfed, he doesn't dodge the Sucker Punch. Or he actually ends up dodging the Sucker Punch, excuse me. So now it's back to this whole kind of switch thing with my Tentacruel here. So he goes out for the Ice Beam to try to take out my Honchkrow here. So he's playing a little more Roost, but I decide to actually go for the Toxic here. I decide to go for the Toxic to put at least it on a timer, because I know this is his last poke. I've been taking out his pokes left and right, so I had either this was his second to last or his last. But either way, I know I can start putting him on a timer, so I leave in my Tentacruel to die. He takes it Freeze Dry. I'm just gonna keep Scalding to do more damage, even though he's gonna try to roost it back up. But I believe the timer, what I mean by timer is when you Toxic Poison a Pokemon, they only last for about 5 turns, no matter what. Because the Toxic doubles every turn, so it does 10%, then 20%, then 40%, then 80%, then, 80 times 2 is 160, so 160%. So in about 5 turns, it would, no matter what, even if you were at full, you would die. So I end up taking it out. I bring in my Honchkrow in here after my Tentacruel dies, and I end up taking it out with the Brave Bird. And that would be it for the game. I defeated Ben, and I now have the Ice badge from the Pokeleage. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your help. Thank you very much.